It's Master Thursday. It's time for some FACEIT League. We've got Dreamlight taking on Ereus here today. What's up, Lunar? What's up, Power? Appreciate y'all being here. Ereus, coming in looking super strong here so far this season. One of your 5 undefeated teams. I had him thrown in my power rankings. Reds and Vision, to top of that list as well. Let's see, Dreamlight coming in. Where are we at? We're 2-2 here for Dreamlight. They do get the TA win further down the line. Losses to Reds, which, okay. But then the Gas T3. They do get the win over Wasps to kick things off, their first win of the season, but they're going to have Ereus and Gibraltar back-to-back, and then Vision not too long after that. So a tough little stretch here for Dreamlight. This could be a tall ask, but yeah, it'd be a good time for them to come out and kind of find their stride here in Season 5. Ereus 4-0. They obviously, one of those is that TA forfeit, but you're talking about wins over 0907, SR Peak Check, and Wasp. I had 0907 and SR Peak Check as 4th and 5th in those power rankings. 0907 have definitely struggled more than I expected so far this season, but I still think, some quality wins here. And anyway, going into next week, well, the end of next week into the start of week 6 with Reds and Gibble back-to-back, and then into Vision. So that's where rubber will really meet the road here for Ereus. We'll really kind of get to see how the top of the bracket is shaking out. At least that's my anticipation. Again, with where I have them placed in the power rankings and just how strong this squad has looked. I expect them to be one of the top contenders here in Master Division to get that slot into OWCS to fight for that, precious place in the grand finals, meaning you get a chance in the PNR matches. Lars, Sleek, I feel like this squad's been playing together forever. I think ICAV, one of the newest additions here to play alongside this roster. But ICAV has looked damn good from what we've seen. Money Predator, betting money on myself. There you go, Lars. I love to see it. But this Ereus team does just look poised to go all the way. Opportunity here to move up to 5-0. And, try to really find their stride before they get into that gauntlet patch where they're going to have to take on Reds, Vision, and Gibble kind of all within a 4-game period. How do you throw a party in outer space? Why you plan it, of course. There you go. Star-themed, on-brand Dreamlight ban and outbreak as we head into Oasis. That one was for you, Mr. Pepper. We are going to side swap here before we get into this first map. So there's a Winton ban. Oh.
Ready for battle.
Show me some Overwatch. Somebody left a perfectly good purple piece of luggage there. All right, we get the Jesper Swag venture. As we come to know and love alongside the Zarya and ICAV pulling out that Cassidy, kind of that tried and true Cassidy. No Freya here. We don't even get any Soldier on the battlefield. In fact, both teams pulling out the cast here to kick things off. First cap quickly goes over to Ereus as the rotation there out of Dreamlight kind of took a little bit longer than I think they would have liked. So throughout the rest of the bulk of this first fight, they are building percentage. Still no kills. Tomic with some wicked fast ult charge, though. Look at this Kitsune rush. Okay, this might come in a little unexpected. We'll see if Ereus is able to disengage from this one. Jesper Swag using the burrow to try to get back to safety. Actually emerges right in the middle of the Kitsune rush, and even with the bubble, very ill-advised. Texall does now have their own ultimate, trying to get back into this thing. Man, Zarya in a Kitsune rush is just one of the nastiest combos. Feels like infinite bubbles and even more damage. Still, with all that, it takes Lars quite a bit to find a kill, but they are eventually able to run anybody off with the second Kitsune rush in the fight. I was not, in fact, planning on it, Gibraltar. 1 hour is sometimes enough to get 2 matches in, but it's not enough to guarantee to get 2 matches in. I'll think about it. Like, I might reach out to them and see if they want some coverage. I'm still desperate trying to catch up on VODs, so I'm trying. Honestly, I've been hesitant to do double headers recently because it just puts me more behind on VODs. I am so behind on VODs. Grab comes in at the tail end of the sound barrier. D-Cruz does trade out with Volta. No more jazzy sounds on the point. ICAV comes up with 2 here at the back of the fight, though. 81% and counting on the board for Ereus. A low Pomatimo will not escape the wrath of ICAV and that Peacekeeper. The second Kitsune rush not working out as well this time. It's controlled on both sides. Well, you know, I say that. You know, you still have Dreamlight persisting here. Oh, but yeah, essentially they just taking so much damage there out of the Peacekeeper of ICAV. Not enough sustain. Good early picks off of Texal's first Kitsune rush that time. Able to get the 2 picks really before Dreamlight could counteract. And it just left them fighting an uphill battle. Xylophone. That's an interesting spelling of xylophone, or ex-xylophone. Why are they counterpicking? What do you mean? Who's counterpicking? Zarya is not a direct counterpick to the Orisa. I promise. Now we do get the hazard coming in against. I mean, Lars just doesn't necessarily one-trick Zarya, but kind of. So I mean, it's one of the reasons you're seeing the Zarya here, Xylophone. It's just kind of a personal preference here from this particular tank, and you can see why. You know, alongside ICAV and good pressure from Jesper Swag early does lead to a fight win. First cap going over to Ereus. Just a slow, steady approach right through the front doors. Central was looking for a little presence, I think, on Central Pillar, but got forced back there by a drill dash from Jesper Swag. Over the top, D-Cruz was trying to hunt down the Flex DPS after the bubble had faded. Meanwhile, on that flank, Suzu has to be used to keep Central Playpen alive for that fight. They rotate back around through main. Atomics and the rest have managed to take coastal side here, or street side. Kitsune rush now available. Head on a swivel. They're looking for somebody to drop it above them. There comes that Kitsune rush. That was at Atomics. Right onto the middle of the point. I kind of tried to deadeye through that, but I believe had a wall in front of him. D-Cruz is going to land Bolo. A lot of damage onto Lars. Hey, I mean, Zarya can put out a lot of damage, but also has one of the lowest health bars of the entire tank cast. Jesper Swag ends up on the wrong side of the wall. We will eventually get a flip here from Dreamlight, although a bit of cleanup to do, but support still left on this objective. There's the flip. Ooh, Volta and ICAV were just split second late to prevent that from happening. They're immediately taking it back, though. Central A-Pan falls, and a disastrous death there. Zycap swings this thing in the final moments. Oh, is able to sniff out the Tracer hide behind the planter. Downpour will catch ICAV as the sound barrier for both teams comes out. Grav is going to find 3, and Suzu will not save them. And that Kitsune Rush Grav combo will be the death of Dreamlight here on Oasis. It's 1-0 lead for Ereus to kick off this match. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a thinking on that since you can't block Zarya's beam with a jab spin, and Zarya doesn't headshot, so you don't get the value of not getting headshot by the tank, that there's a consensus that Zarya is like a direct one-to-one hard counter to Orisa, but that's just not Orisa's goal. And Orisa still has plenty of stability to stand through an Orisa, to stand through a Zarya. I played both of those tanks quite a bit, and you can absolutely play around Zarya as an Orisa. Like, that's Central Pinhead. I don't think that was the issue, and I don't think the pick was there specifically to counter the Orisa either, right? Like we're talking about, it's Lars' best tank, kind of what they're known for. Now, I mean, Zarya doesn't necessarily really hard counter anything. Overwatch just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work in a bubble. You got to look at the objective of tanks. So even if you look at like a Zarya to a D.Va, which we might very well possibly see as we head into Watchpoint Gibraltar, Widowmaker being banned out here from Dreamlight. Actually, we'll probably just see Lars go into the D.Va here. But your objective as a D.Va is to play on the angles and to stay mobile and play on the outside of the composition, not to necessarily go head to head into the Zarya, right? It's not, Overwatch isn't played in a vacuum. It is not a one-to-one. Look at some stats there from map 1. Clearly very dominant by Ereus. I anticipate Lars to have most damage. Does in fact. Yep, 8,300 there for the Zarya. 15-1. ICAV 18-1. Texall goes deathless through that map. Dominant. Quite dominant. ICAV, though not leading the server, does lead the DPS and have more damage than anybody on Dreamlight. I just realized that my first map just said who takes map. I didn't put map 1, just who takes map. I honestly don't mind it. I don't hate it. Well, who takes map as we head into Gibraltar? Let's see. Was that a Winton ban? No, we had Winton ban first map. Let's see. What was that ban? What was that ban? D.Va. Okay, so we get the D.Va banned out. And that is coming from Ereus. All right, that's enough of our copyright-free music. Let's get into map 2.
Ready for battle.
Hermidal Frog, thank you for the follow. Lars pulling out the Winton. Oh, we get a little dance. Little Winton dance. Bring on to back it up alongside the Tracer and then the Cassidy. This is a spot where ICAV might struggle. Obviously, sight line's not as good for a Cassidy here in this very wide open map. We'll see if D-Crew's able to take advantage of that coming out here on the Freya. It has definitely been the DPS de jour.
Thanks for pitching
Palmatino looking for entrance up the stairwell, try to grab access to this high ground. Sleep kind of keeping him in bay at the moment, and shots from ICAV are going down that direction as well. But ICAV has been brought low. Imagine D-Crew's putting a bolt in up top. Ooh! And that is a defensive DC out of the break. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, despite losing Pingo through that fight, defense is actually somewhat holding. Now, we have lost Sleek. What? I mean, hey, defense gets back now. I mean, high ground control in favor of Dreamlight at this point. So they do manage to get that. They at least able to grab some space and get the first leg of this attack done. Everybody moving up to blue box, but that is a pulse bomb right in the thick of it. Bubble used to kind of negate some of that damage, help protect everybody up in that small little space. But a big anti lands, and Lars' nano immediately picks up two on the back of that anti. Big 3-piece for Lars. Oh, hey to Sophie, thank you for being here. Happy belated birthday. Got quite a few of us May babies here in the Overwatch scene. Truly a rough DC, and yet did not seem to phase Ereus in the slightest. Oh, another big nade. Dude, Texel has been enormous with these. Tomex does get the nano boost on to Central. So an opportunity here, if they can perhaps work through some of these supports. Primal Rage is available, and Texel does get popped, kind of separated from the team from that little short hop there from Central. That is an offensive rally pop from Rod. Here, I want to actually go check in on that. Okay, it's like way back here. I'm guessing Lars primaled in the back line and just got the rally out and bailed. We heard a Deadeye from ICAV, but it's D-Cruz in the kill feed. Attack pursuing with Tomex this time. Finally landing a big nade into the fight, where it had been Texel just peppering him with those antis. Tomex gets one there, a little bit of a last laugh. I mean, it was just in kind of the cleanup phase, but still, D-Cruz split second behind on the shot. Zycap crossed in front of their sight line. Lars moving to take back the top of the shuttle. But with D-Cruz up there, one of the strengths of having the Freya here, although, that Freya on the high ground, I mean, still results in a 2-1 trade favoring this defense, despite ICAV not having the ability to fly. Lars eventually cleans off the top of the shuttle. Defense stabilizes with 2:45 left on the clock. Yeah, but say Palpatine fighting underneath. I only saw 4 red outlines coming from up top. I was wondering when the Tracer was going to get into the fray. He was fighting down low, but Lars is already all the way back towards the spawn door. Electric Cowboy on the case here to help Lars in this back line. That's all you needed? Lars was low, so I mean, I get it. Electric Cowboy comes in and provide that extra damage, that extra threat. It works out. You're able to save Lars, get the kill. Sleek sneaking in the old Pacific costume. I actually dig it. That's an ICAV dead. I think just used to reload. D-Cruz gets the ultimate out, but it's not enough to find the kill on the ICAV. Good heals coming through from Texel. Although Central Apan does punish the Ana. Lars has got several people trapped. And Pingu dies again. Kind of interesting, Central Apan going for the healing bubble. I've seen a lot more Winstons going for the chain lightning these days. Well, this DC proving a bit more problematic. Is giving up that shuttle. Unlike point A, giving up that shuttle can pretty much just mean this objective is so hard to retake with this defender's advantage swapped. Ooh, check out D-Cruz there. Put under a lot of pressure with that dive in. Lars is able to take the high ground. Despite Tomix landing a good nade, okay, there's the follow-up of the nade. It wasn't directly one-to-one on the back of the nade, but it put enough pressure down and bought time. And Dreamlight able to dive in, find the angles while Ereus was just kind of waiting for cooldowns. Okay, without going too much into the story, I've had an IV of adrenaline pumped into my body. I would imagine that's what a nano boost feels like. Straight adrenaline into the blood veins. Nice pulse bomb from Slake. Maddie, I always appreciate you getting in the spirit of the pause polka. It makes me smile so much, thank you. Good directs. Oh, but still can't bring ICAV down. Lars gets the nano boost and goes and finds both supports while D-Cruz is still dueling the Cowboy. ICAV manages to live with, I mean, that was sub 25 health. Less than 1 bar. 45 seconds to go. Lars just chilling behind the bubble. Takes all the damage, pops the primal, and immediately goes in. It's interesting, like, doesn't try to get aggressive with the health bar, just sits and waits for them to chonk through that 600 health before popping primal. Just infinite sustained play. Nano boost had gone out on the Central Apan, but it wasn't enough to keep them alive. Throw it. And a rally here at the very end. Pomo team was able to cancel that, but nobody left alive. Dead Cat does stuff. Appreciate the follow. Says Volta in jail, I guess. Break jail it is. No jazzy sounds of Volta here. Nope. Nope. No jazzy sounds of Volta on Gibraltar. Shoe Roger. Thank you for. Or She Roger. Or She Rog Jr. Shrog Jr. Hey, I mean, there's like 17 different ways I could find to pronounce that name. Either way, any one of those, I appreciate the follow. I'm sure none of those were correct either. That's the funny part. All right, Sleek just sending everybody across. Oh, actually, Texall stays up here. Oh, Sleek already finding Pomatimo. Kind of opening up the short stair side. Lars coming through from far stairs. Does get booped all the way back down to point. Opting to push through car wash. Here comes Central Apan in pursuit. It's like, fine, you want to go through car wash? We'll just pour all our damage down there. Lars escapes with 13 health. Money Buddy, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Now what I can pronounce. Big Nade Lance. I kept trying to follow up. Flashbang in. Whip shot. Tomix never stood a chance. Just gets bullied out of server room. The sleep into the fan, the hammer. Will eventually be the end of Central Apan. And this should just be a point on the board. Puma team at the very top of your screen is hiding and looking to go engage onto Sleek. Meanwhile, fight for the high ground up top where Lars is able to find Tomix. Now has a good flank to come in and push him behind the rest of Shuttle. Deadeye used. We'll get the blink out of Puma team. We've seen the recall, that is. Nano is thrown on the Pingo down low. It has been traded out here a bit, so no DPS left standing for Ereus as they move underneath the shuttle. Yep, watch for Lars to get aggressive. This is a dangerous move for Runasapi. They know it. D-Cruz is going to fall to a pulse. That's a difficult target to hit with a pulse bomb. And with the bolo in the pocket, a very good pickup there from Slake and worth the trade. Lars didn't find anything they wanted down low. Once again, I think just kind of looking for more of a sustained primal here, not going for the aggressive primal versus Central, who's purpled in the back line and very angry. Lars does eventually pop their own ultimate here. D-Cruz finds ICAV as this fight gets messy in the back line. Lars got slept, but Sleek is still pushing this cart through. Rally from the defense is able to hold and barely make it back to this cart with less than a meter to go. Lars comes in to try to back it up, but a great nade lands from Texall, and Slake picks up two to find that second point. Mud die. Oh, see, I can kind of see that. Madai! Madai! Keys, thank you for the follow. Both Winston's nanoed up. 2 meters separates Ereus from match point. Essentially, Pan trying to hold on the point. ICAV unleashes the Deadeye doesn't get much, but Pingu is able to follow up with a couple of kills. Sleek is here with a pulse to close it out, and with 4 minutes to spare, Ereus will finish off Watchpoint Gibraltar and take the 2-0. And this would be why we don't really call Lars Zarya one trick. May not be the most Korean influenced Winston we've ever seen, but plenty to get the job done. King's Row pick here from Dreamlight. Try to bring this one back. Sorry, a little bit of sound clash going on there with Overwatch in the background. Ooh, what do Dreamlight want to ban coming into this? Do they ban the Zarya? That would be what I anticipate, honestly. But we could see Dreamlight try to play this more, more dive oriented. Maybe go into a hazard comp or something of the like. Which we did see on Oasis. Still, I think the Zarya ban could be a good ban. We do have Sleek coming in. So, double hit scan look. Although this is not finalized. I mean, this is what we saw on WPG. So, we'll probably get Dress Side coming back in for King's Row, now that I'm thinking about it. I did not see that ban. I was looking at the roster. That popped fast. All right, let's go look at some stats. Who takes map? All right, what stands out on the stat card? Laura 36-3 in the Winton. Actually, does not have most damage in the lobby. Central Apan does come up with most damage by, 50. Not even 50. I felt like Texel's Auto was a massive player on that one. Look at the assists. Look at the assists on that Texel Auto. Woo. That's gross. That's gross. Okay, we are going to get the Zarya ban. As anticipated.
Now entering
And the Juno ban, perhaps to hamstring any of the Brig Juno kind of rush brawl comps. Queasy Odub, thank you for the follow. Time for map 3. Can Dreamlight bring it back here? Their third map pick of the night. It is going to be the Hazard out of Lars coming in for Ereus' defense with that Zarya ban. Central Apan showing us the same.
Five, four, three, two,
Whoops, stayed muted. It's alright, it was shit casting anyway. I told y'all, I've just been off today, I'm sorry. It's just like, you know, feels like just kind of out of the rhythm a little bit today. I'm really sorry. Pomatino's blade gets denied by the jagged wall. Does eventually come up with a good pick on the ICAV, who's, you know, been a big damage threat throughout this series. Is it going to be enough? You know, Pomatino sacrifices themselves to make it happen. Not able to keep D-Cruz alive. Maybe D-Cruz survives through that. You got enough punching power. Still without DPS, Tomix chooses to invest this Kitsune rush. Sleek really the only DPS in this fight, but the rush might have done enough to stall this point out. Yeah, Pomatino returns to the fight. So the rush kind of acts as a sustain. Yeah, I was muted for a couple minutes. It is all good. That is 4 ults simultaneously invested there from Ereus to make that hold. But hold they do. Downpour from Central Imp and did catch Volta. Volta's able to sneak out of there. Oh, and Runasapi gets stuck. Good violent leap. Wolf able to trade. Swift step in. Sleek was in trouble. Still low. The chase from Central Imp is good, and Tomix comes in to clean up Texall. So, Dreamlight able to continue forward here with 90 seconds remaining. As fast as these comps are, definitely a recontest coming in. Will Lucio provide enough sustain through a Kitsune rush for the other two to get back in this fight? It's not looking like it. Lars is forced back around the corner, buying time there for Central to buy some space, but they are forced out of this fight. Pomatino close to a blade might just be the icing on the cake necessary here for Dreamlight to put this second point on the board. Texall close to the Kitsune rush could certainly be the defensive measure needed to stop this push. 1 minute to go as the blade comes in. ICAV is the first on the chopping block. Once again, it looks to be, you know, Pomatino moves in, gets their 1 kill onto the cast, and are satisfied with that. D-Cruz finding Volta is a huge pick. Takes the sound barrier out of the equation. Very good for Dreamlight, because Runasapi did not have theirs available yet. Oh, ICAV's quick little 2-piece. Bought another 30 seconds off the clock, just like that. Lars is waiting to ambush, but Pomatino coming in behind. Yeah, was able to spot that out. Lars is the one that actually gets caught in the downpour. Sound barrier has to come out to save them. Right after the second sound barrier into this fight and a Kitsune rush invested in, things are getting really messy here in this street. But good job from Dreamlight. They're able to kind of keep their backs up against each other, fend off Ereus on all sides. Sleek looking to be the only casualty here. Less than 60 seconds to go, but the cart's rolling. Okay. They just did not want to give it a sleek paw there for a second. Bullish shot, the only ultimate currently online. The massive Kitsune Rush advantage from Texol actually could be the big difference here in this final fight. Oh, but a beautiful bullish shot lands. So despite Tomix being behind, the Kitsune Rush early picks from the DPS might have just delivered this. Clutch picks indeed, because now Tomix will have a Kitsune Rush to help finish this off. Blade to combo with it, and just like that, Pomatimo and D Cruz have delivered an opportunity for 3 points on the board here in Kings. Let's give me the blade from Pomatimo to start it off. The Kitsune Rush now being tossed in. Pomatimo's able to pick up Texol. And that's enough. Oh no, that's not enough. That's a C9. Wait a minute. Why? You rat bastards. In the words of Spectrion, you fucking Muppets. It was going so good, Dreamlight. It was going so good.
Ready for battle.
Speak of the devil. That's too funny. Spectrion, your timing could not have been better. Hope you enjoyed the C9. Oh, no, Jimmy, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Just a full low ground defense, it looks like. Lars is one actually coming up here to claim some of this high ground walkway. It was just Pomatimo there to hold it. No match for the Lucio Winston combo. Just trying to run. Now D Cruz. One under a bit of pressure. Everybody just ignoring the Winston. And it seems to be working. D Cruz is able to find ICAV through that. Oh, I got quoted. I know, just in time, too. Yeah, the timing on your raid could not have been any better. Oh, I'll clean up on the back of that cap.
Help me move the payload.
All right, let's lock in. Lots of ults for this defense to work with Kitsune Rush being invested there from Texol in that previous fight. Tomix does have a clear advantage on that to retake Bookstore. Ooh, and is able to get a lot of space. This Kitsune Rush can go all the way through the archway. ICAV, yeah, I think pretty sure just put that right into a deflect. And then died before the bullet came back to hit them. It's about how that looked. Good hold from the defense, much needed hold there out of Dreamlight. I think I proved that one, Spectrion. Woo, Sound Barrier just in the nick of time to save Lars. Now, is that good use of that Sound Barrier? I mean, Rod FD had already spit theirs, so, you know, okay. Considering we're still in the pocket atomics, has yet to throw this thing out. One of the best engagement ultimates in the game ends up getting held for entirely too long. Primal Rage popped first, alongside that Volta Sound Barrier, and a decisive play out of Ereus. Tomic's using the Consuming Rush just to retake third. I mean, it works. Okay, so I mean, you catch Lars without bubble. Actually, I don't hate it. Like, the positioning on it looked a little wonky, but because of the way Lars had positioned and committed, they used that just to take the dead. Oh, but Rod FD overextending to try to pursue some picks with the tank down, and suddenly this has gone right back into Ereus' favor. Puma Team going to finally pull out that blade. Nah, gets absolutely nothing. From above, though, D-Cruz is able to help and at least assist in a couple of picks. Consuming Rush on the back of this cart, though. Rod FD gets popped. D-Cruz still running back to catch up. No, I didn't want Lars pop. Thank you very much. It's Sleek looking to take away the support. Just immediately went to the back high ground. Then he goes to try to chase down Rod FD, but everybody scrambles nicely. Good peels. D-Cruz does not lose sight of the Genji in the back line. They do lose their own Genji on the front line. That is a primal. That is a bold primal. If you're going to get the Sound Barrier out from Rod FD, Volta's going to go and invest their own. Bolo shot for Deadeye as this fight unfolds. Watch for this Consuming Rush to see if it can seal the deal here. Central A Pan and Tomix converge onto ICAV out of that corner. An expensive fight, you know. Dreamlight have the extra ult to spin, but they spin the extra ult to get it done. Meaning with 230 remaining, and not even a full cap required, you're looking at a Kitsune alongside Sleek Bolo Shot, who has gone over to a Freya. I guess one of the benefits of having your flex, or excuse me, a hit scan DPS, able to kind of flex in onto the Genji Tracer. Oh, good shooting out D-Cruz. Like, every one of those shots hit the dome of Lars. I mean, it's a pretty big dome on the Winton, but still, gotta respect the accuracy. Well, that dive just got absolutely thwarted. Huge bolo shot in from Sleek as well. Ooh. But kills come through the other way. Central APAN somehow has danced around and stayed alive through all that using their downpour. And what looked like a pretty messy fight out of Dreamlight. Central APAN somehow finding solace in the chaos. Tranquility through the noise. Bomatimo pulls out the katana. Gonna get the Suzu out. Can they get through Volta? So much healing of Fuda, but Volta will die. 96 to beat. This time, the aggression actually paying off for Dreamlight. Previous fight, it got really thwarted. Looked almost ill-advised. This time, spectacular ambush. With 50 seconds to go, this one's gonna get messy. Lots of ults to play with. Majority of it in the pocket of Ereus. 2 of those being thrown out immediately. The quick little two-shot fan the hammer to finish off Central A pin. That was pretty. And I mean, you know, and what I thought was going to be a big old fight, you just get nothing. I mean, you just get the Deadeye and the sound barrier. Once again, we see Ereus able to go first. Dreamlight never get a chance to invest, and now kind of in a desperate situation. But D Cruz seeming to thrive in those situations. A lot of ults coming out here as we get a push back onto the cart. 10 seconds to go. Essentially paying fight to kill into ICAV. DPS traded on both sides. Primal Rage available for Lars. The last hope and the last thing that Dreamlight have to work through to try to claw their way back into this series. Into the back line. Lars is going to find Tomex after the Suzu had been expended. Now just keeping shoulder square with Central A-Pan on this point. Reinforcements showing up on both sides. ICAV has returned on a Sombra. Will finish off D Cruz, but Lars is fallen. Pimp was able to find Volta as well. Defense is starting to hold here. A dive through from Pomatimo. Picks up 2 more. And Dreamlight will not go quietly into the night. Their star shines bright as they get rid of the goose egg.
Play of the game.
So we get a side swap and a Runasapi pick. With the Freya banned out from Ereus. So they have had enough of that. Gotta love that flexibility out of Sleek. You know, where ICAV is pretty much an OTP cast player. I mean, you've got the Ultra Flex and Sleek, who's able to kind of fill those gaps. But still, it's not enough. Still, it's not enough. Despite their adaptability, you get just the sheer resilience of this Dreamlight squad. 41 elims there for Pomatimo in that match. 20k damage for APN. Only outshined by Lars on the other side at 21. Just shy of 22 in the Winston. 41 assists for Atomics in that one. I imagine the massive majority of those are on the back of Kitsune rushes. I suppose if you're just throwing healing of Fuda into a kill, you get an assist on that too. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Rory, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Let's give me an Ana ban from Dreamlight here for map 4.
Initiating match.
Let's get into it.
Ready for battle.
Getting that keyboard flutter is tricky.
In 30 seconds.
Dreamlight sticking with the hazard comp here, playing along coast side. Have already gotten a chonky amount of damage into Lars early. And Texall gets hunted down. Central up in with a good violent leap. Find first blood in this fight. Lars is yet to recover, obviously, with only Lucio heals. There's not a lot of sustain to go around. Great continuation of the momentum there from King's Row, and Dreamlight will win first fight here. I kept pulling out a Soch for the first time today. I guess the range on Runasapi is the one that did it in. I mean, talk about long sightlines. Even more so than Watchpoint Gibraltar. I guess Watchpoint Gibraltar, I can kind of play around some angles and stuff to close the gap on this. You're not afforded that luxury here on Runasapi. Tomix with some good early ult charge is currently leading the server, and this Kitsune Rush could just be a checkpoint for Dreamlight if they play their cards right. ICAP going down is a great start in that endeavor. Now Sleek, the only DPS, trying to move in. Ooh, got Tomix low. Tomix is able to get the Kitsune Rush built up. Swift step the heck out of dodge and returns with a headshot onto Sleek. Great play out of Tomix on the carry. Doesn't even have to expend the ultimate to get the checkpoint. Oh my god! That's still how that happened! And that's how that goes down! What a turn of events! Wasn't even the Lucio, and yet the turntables were strong. Big downpour. Combo with the Kitsune Rush. And Dreamlight are just racking up kills, racking up meterage. D-Cruz gonna fight Texall early in this fight. Volta lucky to get that sound barrier down. It only hits 3 people, and they only had about 50 health by the time they hit the ground. ICAV gets the first kill on the board here for Ereus in Runasapi. There you go. That was the first deaths across the board. It took 3 minutes for Ereus to find it. Not to mention double support ults and the Parm. But, you know, you had a lot expended from Dreamlight as well, so. Economy pretty even here. Deadeye trying to protect against the blade, it works! But only for a moment. Ended up being a trade on those DPS, both ults off the table now. Lars wins the race for the backline, though. Good play from Texall. Moving in and sticking with the Winston this time on that attack. Not sticking around in the backline and getting pounced on like we saw in first fight. Gives Lars a huge edge. Find those supports, and we're swinging right back the other direction. It's only Runasapi and Colosseo in the map pool for FACEIT this season, so New Queen Street and Esperanza are not even available. It's why we're seeing so much Runasapi. Colosseo is very specific in its style and its strategy. Runasapi is a bit more open. So I think it lends itself to a wider variety of compositions and strats. A decent push, but 55 meters is not enough for the checkpoint. It's about a quarter of a meter shy. Texal throws the Kitsune Rush down into this thing. Sleek is already pushed all the way in the back line. Was trying to predict where D-Cruz was going to land after leaping backwards. I saw the vision. Didn't quite work out. Downpour thrown in from that, but it's kind of a disengaged downpour from the looks of things out of Dreamlight. But hey, you know what? It succeeds. They're able to back off from the sound barrier. I think that sound barrier landed. Looked like that sound barrier landed. Lars smashes D-Cruz with a short, low-level kind of horizontal jump. Those are hard to do. But still, I've already lost too many reinforcements in this fight. I believe Dreamlight are in control. The cool kids are Colosseo pilled. Fair. We have seen a little bit of Colosseo. It's just, you know, it's probably 25-75. 3-1 in Runasapi's favor. OC, long sideline. This is a recipe for a Dreamlight dub. Let's see if Ereus wants to pick this or how they want to engage and try to push up this hill. Early damage did force them off of that beautiful sightline, though. So D-Cruz a little unhappy as now they're forced to just walk back down the hill. Less than ideal. It's going to be a push across. Just get right in the face here. So no more long sightline. Let's get up close and personal. D-Cruz, well, that doesn't quite work as well. It's a bit messy. And it goes in Ereus' favor. Yeah, Ball's actually great on Colosseo. Because you have a lot of places to hide. You don't take poke damage when you're trying to make your approaches and stuff, and you can kind of swing in and out. Ball is great on Colosseo. Map like Runasapi, Ball just takes way too much damage before they can engage. Sound barrier coming out from Rod FD. D-Cruz has invested the overclock into this as well. Volts is responding with a late second sound barrier. Maybe the persistent one. Will it be enough? Neither team has gotten kills through this, and the economy is favoring, well, was favoring Dreamlight through this exchange. But they lose the Kitsune Rush. They're going to have to do it without their Kiriko. Central A plan with the Spike Guard will help to finish off ICAV, and Pomatimo will take down the Kiri. So, despite you know, not having to invest in this fight, still it comes up with a win for Dreamlight. Less than 2 minutes to go as we get kind of the nitty gritty. Lars swaps over to the trademark Zarya. Atomics throws in the Kitsune Rush. See if they can regain these close spawns, and they shout. Downpour thrown in from Central A pan. They are low, but are able to catch Lars in that ultimate. Pomatimo follow it up onto a low ICAP. I'm surprised the triple shot didn't get it done. No, I really did want to watch the blade. I guess I didn't want to watch the blade. She just got into D-Cruz's palm. Shuts down that Dragon Blade. Now it's up to ICAV to get Ereus out of this tough position. Nice disengage. Dreamlight gonna make it all the way around the corner. They make it into the little cubby for safety. Oh, but so much pieces at the wrong time. Pomatimo is gonna respond. Finds the equalizer and the revenge. Heads up to the high ground where Texal will eventually hunt him down. 3v3 left on this point. Sound barrier available for Rod FD. It's Texal, Sleek, and Volta. Looks like left here from Ereus. With no tank, they have no choice but to relinquish control of the bot. Fortunately for them, Dreamlight is waiting on reinforcements as well. Dreamlight looking to force a map 5 with a sound barrier and an overclock to work with. Kitsune Rush does make it past the spike wall, or the jagged wall. Slight disengage. Well played out of Dreamlight. Here comes the response. Overclock finds Texol immediately. Volta gets the beat down, but so does Rod FD. The hunt is on for the Lucio, and D-Cruz will put 2 in their back. Grab was thrown in, but there's just not enough players left alive. Dreamlight will force a 5th and final map in this series.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
New York City hazard banned by Ereus. We're going on map 5. Let's go stats there from map number 4. Oh, Sagi. Sagi says, oh my god, please just give it to Ereus. I'm the biggest Tama fan. All right, what stands out from stats? Whew. Man, Central has really turned this around. I mean, tons of damage output from Lars. But the 29 and 2 there from Central APAN. Tied for most elims, fewest deaths. D-Cruz 29 and 4 on that Sojourn. Kind of pulling out the X Factor secret weapon there in map 4. What a Dreamlight want to ban as we get into this map 5. Reverse sweep? Question mark, says Lunar. Hey, I mean, the potential is there. We're down to one last final map, and Dreamlight has the momentum. We're headed to New Junk City for our 5th and final map, the Venture, banned out. It's time for map 5.
Ready for battle. Initial flashpoint arena.
Both teams pulling out the Ereus. A little bit of ring around the rosy here. Jesper Swag on the Genji actually going to make a move now that the point's unlocked. First one to kind of break up the Dosita that we had going on here. Oh, Ereus fans losing faith? Is that what I'm seeing in chat? Hey, Ereus are 4-0 here. You know, we got some recency bias going on, or is just a lot of Dreamlight fans? Hey, either way, you know, that is okay. And it's being rewarded. D-Cruz has already got an ultimate online. Found a kill on the Jesper Swag. Here comes the Kitsune Rush in response. Dude, we're getting Kitsune Rushes and ults invested before the point had even been capped. It is going to be Dreamlight who grab it first and throw in their Kitsune Rush. Texol had already tried to respond. Oh, and it looks like Ereus will come out on top with that, despite the later Kitsune Rush coming in from Dreamlight and the first cap. Yeah, I still owe somebody a scooter emote. I could not find it. I went looking for everything. I went looking for a DM. It was supposed to get DM'd to me. I went digging through Overwatch itself, trying to find the scooter profile picture. Somebody, like, resend that to me or something. I owe somebody a scooter emote. I swear I've tried on a couple of occasions. I cannot find the damn thing. Anyway, that just reminded me when I was seeing that in chat. That would be hilarious to put a Dreamlight emote in as the money won off of this. Sound Barrier, Deadeye, as well as Terra Surge, all thrown in. So far, no kills on the back of it, but they've got Decruise low on the outside. Palmatino's going to go ahead and throw in the blade. Lars gobbled up one ultimate, and Volta shuts down the other. Tomic's Essential Light Pan, as we have seen, will not go down without a fight. Swift step out from Tomix to save themselves with 23 health, but... Cap has already gone over. We're headed in the junkyard here for our second round. Oh yeah, we definitely are a fan of dog emotes around here, by all means. Essential Pan just runs right past Lars, going to try to hunt down Texal. Texal actually ends up coming up with a kill, but doesn't survive all the way through the fight. And once again, we'll have first Cap going over to Dreamlight. Oh, swap it that way. There we go. I'm a big fan of having the team on the same size as their names up top, like on the screen. So, in this case, having areas come from the right-hand side of your screen because they're on the right... Anyway. It's like it's that old film degree in me, all right? It's just one of those things. I think Decruise threw their ultimate right on top of Lars. Lars fortifies just as Central Apan's Terra Surge comes out, so Lars does not get yanked in by that, but is surrounded, saved by the Sound Barrier. Volts just in the nick of time. Saves Lars from a disastrous fate, but the Kitsune rush in, and this fight is still not going. Still not done. It's still ongoing. No, Derry, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So, second first, same as the first. First Cap had gone over to Dreamlight, but we see Ereus come back, steal it away, have an ultimate to hold on to it with. Actually, a couple. We'll have ICAV's... hello. We'll have ICAV's Deadeye. I almost said ICAV's Kitsune Rush. That's not right. That's not right. Clearly, I was looking at Texal's checkmark when I said that. Getting thrown in immediately, as a matter of fact. That is a lot of speed. I was actually looking for some Jesper Swag Paw. Rotation in from Dreamlight as they go all the way around to the door, but are greeted by one sharp blade. Hanzo Hattori steal. Oh, and a great spawn for Bomb Flats. Ereus are in a prime position to just seal the deal on this map, on this series. Defender's advantage on a choke point that can be very difficult to get through. Now being held by a Terra Surge combo. Pomatimo tried to pull out the blade to counter. Won't get it done, but Central Apan finds some success. Looping around into the back, they do find ICAV after that Deadeye had come in. For the third fight in a row, third checkpoint in a row, flashpoint, I suppose, to be more accurate. We will get Dreamlight in control. ICAV with a great opening shot. The Terra Surge invested specifically paid alongside Tomix's Orbital. A good swap there out of Tomix is, we've seen the speed ring already play a factor here in these last couple fights. That Orbital Ray solidifying a much needed fight win for Dreamlight here. So, love the adaptation. Now, it does mean you have nothing to match this sound barrier coming in on the other side. Rally meets sound barrier. Volta goes flying into the back line, trying to hunt down the Juno. Will get it. Jesper Swag is able to pick up D Cruz through that exchange, giving a +2 over to Ereus here in a 0-99 fight. Central Pan able to trade out while getting shot at by all 5 players. Focuses in on ICAV to at least find one trade. Volta goes back for the taxi. Dreamlight looking to steal bomb flats away. See if we can head to the other side of the map. 2 beautiful shots out of Dick Rose. Volta is down. ICAV is able to find that angle with a Deadeye. Threading a needle, no doubt. Oh, but a beautiful deflect out of Pomatimo puts the flashbang right back into ICAV's face. Jesper Strike has their own blade on this objective, though. Couple of slices, finishes off Rod FD. Pomatimo here with the 180 deflect, has to hold on, needs to stay alive for one last re-engage while Tomix resets. Pomatimo trying to make something happen, does not get the touch. Ereus will stop the reverse sweep. Finally putting an end to the momentum. It took him a couple of map picks to do it. GG's in chat. Ereus, hang on and stay undefeated here in Season 5. Let's get that 3rd point on the board. What stands out in the stat card? Lars was only 2 deaths there at map 5. Also comes out with top damage in that map. Oh, it was close. I mean, the stat card doesn't look nearly as close as the fights felt, right? I mean, Dreamlight win first fight on every single flashpoint. And even a couple of fights afterwards on every single flashpoint. But not the one that truly mattered in the end. Not the final fight for each of those. I mean, and you're looking at D Cruz as, output more damage in that map. Pomatimo does fall a little bit behind. And I love the adjustment, try to go back into the Brig Juno. And it just doesn't quite work. Kind of opting into, I think, a little bit more sustain in that regard, versus the utility of the Lucio Kiri. I loved the attempt. I love the adjustments. Just wasn't quite enough. And Ereus come out on top.